failed to get a
level.
woman.
Your heart.
Yeah. And also this, we are only, I don't want us to only focus on Harmony's side. Because naba wala,
Yeah.
nabyo bibatuka ko Cindy, you can like detacha, nebagamba uyu musajja wa mavidi, tetulina
Yeah.
mutwala. So how when such a thing happens in such a situation, detacha, oina Cindy wo, mwetegera, ne tata wa kuyisizaamu essimu emu.
Abayo.
Yes.
Relationship gyemina ne muzaddewo nono omukazi gogenda okweta bya bintu bya lubeerera.
Yes.
The reason why you have Obama, the president of US, is because of the mother.
Yeah.
She takes that your mother can have influence on your life. Again,
Your character.
The kids you're going to produce.
First wait,
are going
Obama was the president because of the mother, not because
Yes.
of the
The father was a Kenyan.
Not
If the father remained with another Kenyan girlfriend to produce Obama
Obama was brought up by his grandmother, though.
Eh?
example Jole
Was
said.
brought up by
Oh,
his
you know
grandmother.
anye.
Broken home.
Style.
Yeah, broken home.
Okay.
Example gyemanga nti omuntu gwe mugenda kwena relation y'okuzaala abaana ya serious kitegeeza nti abaana bw'otamanya nnyo maama waabwe
Yes.
abaana bogenda okuzaala okitegeera impact yo yino gimanya nti omuntu gwena okuzaala omuleeta mu family kwegamba do you know why I said nti my dad can know the chick's family najimbula because you're bringing two families together.
Yes.
Okitegeera bwe munazaala abaana kitegeeza nti abaana kati Pamela abaana boolina mu musajja wo Isama is your man.
No, Isama is
Isama
my dad's
is-
name.
Sorry Isama.
Yes.
And if you're married like Senkubuge, the kids you're going to produce are going to be Senkubuge line.
Yes.
Yes.
Because if Senkubuge was a thief
Yes.
or anything,
Yeah, man. No.
tutandika ogenda ku Wikipedia katuga omwana afuuse popular.
Yeah.
He was the son of Senkubuge, a former inmate of Ruzira who was arrested.
Ex-convict.
Biri ku Wikipedia.
Ex-convict.
So muzeyi wabimanya naga munango abantu abo booleta bali bwe bati.
Yes.
I will listen. You understand?
If
Naye,
that's the case.
If the background
Naye
is
bw'aleeta,
spoiled.
or any other thing ayinza okuba nina kyamanyi oba n'agamba nti oyo omwana namuwulidde wa kikagundi and in our family biki ng'obyobeyinga because
Yeah.
you have to listen to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have
In that regard. In that regard.
kati bwaleta bino ebya ttatu era
Shirty dress.
kati awo mutuuza nangaze olaba omwana oyo tulimuleeta mumulesi tumuleeta naye kyemmanyi ebintu byasolubijira because kati tabaye muzeeyi tatu erina kikulu babikuba bwekubi bawala malala g'abawala
muzeeyi wo waviirayo n'akugamba nti
omuliramu akkiriza se bakkirizanga kati muzeeyi wajjukira kati nganze muzeeyi wange sono nomugati muzeeyi kindetika nnyo kinenge gye kinkamugirino
Like if you're
What?
political.
Like you have such a conversation with your dad.
Kambuze. Bade bagenze wakawa just kalingo nagenda.
Yes, there was a function ne bajja.
era bulijjo bajjanga
babamanyi.
Okay, kati kambuze bulijjo bw'abadde azuukuka ewaabwe nga baline Amoni azuuka ali mu shirt dress. Ye talina mu bwongo bumanya nti kati ngenze mba in-laws bange kansibeyo ebiteteeyi byange nga 2 kansibeyo leesu zange nga 2 eddakiika 2 zino tezigenda kukola ki tezigenda
Abaana tebabimanyi naabwe bakulidde mu geeti maama we tabimugamba ebyo. Okay, Pam, if let's say you're dating me, yeah?
Yeah.
And let's say your dad or your mom says, why you dating
labayo
a guy with
Pamu
dreadlocks?
ngajja
Yes.
kangambe kino abazeeyi bakitwalanga disrespect mbu
Yeah.
jukira traditional you have to at least show some fear to them.
Yes, some traditional
kati
fear.
webalabanga you've remained in your normal life.
But you guys, let me comment on that.
Please.
First of all, I'll blame the guy. Because this is a girl you met who is in a certain kind of lifestyle. Maybe she has grown up this way. Maybe for her parents, she dresses the way she dresses.
Yeah.
Like for me, my daughter will go to her granny's place and she'll put on something skimpy.
A patra.
But they'll be okay with it. You
Yeah,
get it?
yeah.
But then of course at a certain age they will
Yeah.
tell her, you can't do like
This
this.
is
or
what
when you're
I
going
want.
out, you can't dress up like this. So they'll keep her in order.
Yes.
In my house, she'll put on her patra and I'm fine with it. But when the boyfriend, you know that this girl has grown up in this lifestyle, it is okay for her to live like that.
Yes.
Yeah? Then you know you're taking her to your parents' home that is really traditional.
Whom you
yeah?
know very
Who
well.
you know that they respect
Pamela,
certain
everything is not
values,
supposed to
values
really
of
be
decency,
traditional.
no values of decency, yeah, which in my house may
Yes.
not apply, or in that
Or in
girl's,
another person's
in the
house,
girl's
yes.
home
Yes.
may not apply. Actually, the girl may take a boyfriend with dreads and it's okay. The guy may take a boyfriend who is putting on, in a certain way,
Saggy pants,
saggy
yeah.
pants, and it's okay. Maybe
man,
in her
it's
home,
just
but the
You know what's
boyfriend,
funny?
yeah,
It's sad that I'm even saying this. If you take Ditacha and he has money,
yeah,
regardless of why he has dreads or what. There are some families that
That
won't
will
even
say no, that will
no, what you've gone with like a Mark X or something, ebintu bana abavubuka bye basobola ne babireeta, parents will be like, oh mwana we too.
Hey,
I've seen a reverend
Yeah.
before he had said that abana b'ennyumba eno they look good, sibayaye tebawumula matu tebalina bitatu tebalina maviiri. This is a very perfect family. Then there was another function where some of the kids from abroad now came.
Yeah.
And you know how kids from abroad can be. They have tattoos like
Yeah, they
little
dress
wine.
up.
They're there, and then it was
wine.
like, we won't let your family influence the decision.
Yes.
Abazadde abamu babazalukuka. We've been seeing the Tamale Junior issue, much as it's not a
Me,
relationship
I
thing.
think
The big thing-
it depends.
Yes.
There's a percentage to which it, like when where the toucher comes in to say that if maybe I don't entirely agree with hereditary things. They are from a family of thieves.
Yes.
This girl is a thief or this boy is a
It
thief
can't be a
because
but
like it's hereditary
there's a picture
because maybe
you
there's
say
they're in a but there are things like a family entrenched in witchcraft. Like if there is such history, then you must understand where your parents are coming from and decline. But then there are things like dreads, there are things like certain
dress
trends,
code,
tattoos,
things like tattoos.
dress code. These are things that can actually be changed or compromised in certain situations.
Wabonjagadde nga ndi musezi naye nga nze you don't know. Maybe I'm not, but maybe my great-grandfather was, and your father knows.
Anti
That's
chances
that.
of you being a musezi
Aha.
are 90% or 80%. Yeah? Yes. These things follow. They trail in families. They follow you.
ebyokujabala nga mujabalanga takinga mwenna mutera okujabala ntakin
Yeah, no, sir.
olwa ne jamaica tulina bagozomu doctor tubaita bagozomu doctor
Yeah.
kati gozomu doctor it move from one generation to another you see them come from long way era abava mu grand nanny
But we've seen also people that have had elders talk to them.
Yeah.
Ne babagamba in a relationship gy'olimu ogenda kukola ki?
kutomera baba
Otomedde naye omwana n'alemerako. We have seen children run away from their homes to go
Yeah.
and stay with
and
men.
it depends on which relationship you want to build with your people
Yes.
oyagala kubeera na taata wayagala kuwa capital ntandikwa taata waalinamu ettooke oba biki oba obulamu bw'okimanyi nti taata ono nina okubeera naye naye tayagadde ekintu kino bw'olemerera omukonvinsinga ako ke kakodyo kokka bw'olemerera omukonvinsinga
What happens?
because these
Bw'olemereddwa?
simple things with omwana omuleka because at the end of the day kisa kyoyagala
Yeah.
Ditacha, you
That's-
love
that's-
Cindy.
that's
You
the-
failed to convince your dad about Cindy. Gwe Cindy, because the relationship is for you.
love etali mu magezi tewangala kati kankubireko kino abantu bonna nakugamba abeeyagala ebaamu amagezi eva mu kweyagala bino mbw have loved her behind kakati then psychologically how are you going to relate omanyi kati kyekinjagaza Cindy I just look at her top
And he appreciates me.
yes period kitegeeza nti kati sinnateekamu magezi kumanya how
Yeah.
kati bwe nteekamu amagezi mala ne muleka naye abantu abeerimba mpulira mwagala nnyo omwagala kinga jasiwala bakabina bombo clat
We've had
Yeah.
girls from the girls' side, ofunayo ditacha, but then your mother sits you down. Or your auntie, and then they start asking you. So how much should you let like your family influence your decision of the
abazadde ngamba nze bandirese abantu babonyabonye ne laavu okwata ono nadduka ono temuli compatible ate oli temulina chemistry kati ogenda okulaba ebintu ebimu kati omuntu wabasaze okula so kati gasaze okutwala ditachi ono wakanga mu butuufu gwensiimye lwaki tebandekera
kati nze
omuntu
tebaba na nsonga nene kwa kati nzodde ndi star obusonga bwe balina bwe buno mbw alina enviiri obagamba just oyo star kati basobolonze tebasobola kunjogera ngenda genda ne land cruiser
Okitegeera.
ewammwe
Eh.
kamera abalirwana bonna beegomba twawulidde akasindi kagenda kweta wano ditacha famire yonna ziriraanyawo
Bazeraba.
neighborhood yonezze eri
abantu-
gazing ati ewe egamba nti what a problem kati nga gwe taata waddaawo mbu
mpazi we kirina okuyingiriramu ng'akatugambe there are some people ng'akatugambe abagyelete ntya nga olaba Cindy they probably are probably featured in a sex step somewhere yes factors like those
You feature in a sex tape.
He's
just
saying such
saying,
factors.
yeah, for example, if
like
That's like your
E.G.
nudes leaked.
yes
When you say you featured in a sex tape, you make it sound like a movie, like it was intended.
eriyo n'abafeaturing
waliyo
Hey.
n'abafeaturinga kati ebintu byange
ati gloria book eyo si movie oba yo sex tape
Movie.
oba just
cinema
Top
yes
graph.
kati ebintu ng'ebyo kati oyo ngayo musobola okukola ki musobola omuzza ebbali ne mumunnyonnyola
muzeeyi wayinza n'okugamba nina kaganda kakato maama woyo kembadde sinaleeta
Kiggwa.
Ozegera mzee agatera akana ko mchalo yakato
Okay.
kange
I
natya
want
maama
us yasima ditacha we n'avaayo abeera na musajja we bezimbye abamu abazadde baabazaalukuka. You know, there are those relationships that have become extreme.
Yeah.
You know, you girls are warned, sindi tofuna bw'ofuna olubuto tokola ki
Siddaka.
toddaka
Tuba degree.
okitegeera.
anze omwana wange afuna obutonze gwe alina sooka okkubira
Lwaki?
because nze alina omubulira ekiddako dota wange okitegeera bw'aba afunye olubuto nze alina ati nze gwabuulira daddy this and this ne mugamba do you know what
No, but that's the
understand,
sad truth is that's not the situation now. That's not what
ati kati omwana
we're
tosobola
doing.
muwoni nga mbw'ofuna olubuto todda gwe wamugja muki wakubuuza daddy nze wanzijja muki wawa mwana wabe
Auntie,
ebibuto
Parents
Just
look at it as a
mugamba,
threatening
when?
tactic.
Eh.
Tiwe mugamba, don't get pregnant.
ate awo agenda
It's
bikola.
going to avoid her from getting into these things.
balina okukimanya
Yet-
nti ekyakemya adamu to touch that middle foot katonda kimugana byatamugana walaba bikwatako
Exactly. But
Kasita
that's a
ogaana
very
omuntu
big
ekintu.
point. Omanyi ebiseera ebisinga abazadde ababeera strict ku baana. Tofuna lubuto, togenda mu bbaala, togasigala be baana aba.
abaana
Nabikola.
kaganza omuzadde nkubuulira what you do is omwana omubulira the dangers sano zobeerako
Obuwulira reality.
omugati katolaba bwogira bwoti olaba mulenzi musobola okunyumya naye togiranga bwoti bwogira bwoti oyinza okufuna kino nolekerawo okusoma kyokka mwana wange njagala oza biki naye tomugaa nti toddanga wano kitegeeza ti waba lufunye abatakulowooza akalowooza kuddukira wala
No,
ajaa
generations have changed, you people. There was the generation where you had to beat a kid to make them understand. In this generation, tomukuba, you must explain to them because
Ono muwala w'afande
either way,
batamubbasa
these
bata.
things are happening. So if you beat them, then you're sending them to their peers to teach them how to do this stuff.
Yes.
And yet, if they had it from you, they'll hear it with a bit of knowledge
Yes.
and maturity.
Abaana babuulira
From you as a
reality.
parent. So you talk to them.
It is 26 minutes. We're talking as Zaka
Naye ate,
Mukaga. We
waliwo
want you
gwe
to be a part of
tusembeza
this
ate ne kaddamu.
conversation. Yes.
olaba kana kowulira naye kadda mu kusinika ebinyo kalowooza nti oli mu muzannyo
Tegeza kukunyonyola.
Olumu
Ogambye omwana
okawulira
tokola
oli.
kino.
Eh.
Mukube sirapu mu matu.
We're going to take a quick break. Violence is bad. Talk about Mwana. We are
Yeah.
going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we want you, Gwe, I would this house, and probably you yourself, or when Guomani, Ge Wakaya Vayo, Bazade. But there are also people that are in secret relationships. Your
Yeah.
parents don't know, but you've been dating this guy for 5 years, 10 years. There are people who have children nenga bazadde baabwe
anti bebo
tebamanyi.
bazadde badistancinga kubira
Thank
omwana
you.
womugambe
We
yo
go-
22
we
what
gonna-
is your boyfriend
don't
you're
you come back
25
home?
wagamba nti sina nomugambe hey why mutulawo
There are people living in fear. They are in relationships, but they are living in fear. Omusajja ayagala kyala,
Hey.
omwala asiba mbuzaabuza.
Yeah.
Pamela.
We shall do it next year.
lwaki
We
oleka
shall-
muwalawo kyazuki 25 takubulira boyfriend takola kitomanyi kizibu kyalina
Awe nyini. That's what we're going to
Yeah.
talk about.
What's the
0707102102. The fear of parents in relationships and how you deal with your partner's parents.
38 kagwirawo bet simple the red seat mu mid morning tukone every Wednesday sawa mukaga to 1 p.m.
We are back again with Pamela Isom at a chom. We have Titaja Sakramana and Auntie Cindy.
nono
Tukumika Omuzi.
nakazungu nalina omuwala omugwere gwe nasooka okuganza wali omuyita nakazungu kyali ki beautiful brown
Yes.
mwana kyali so sense kyali kyakabi
And what happened?
era nga bw'obimanyi buyisayisa bwange ne kingoba
Chikumika Omuzi biri kwoli wobanga osimye omuntu naye nga bazadde bo tebamwagala. Galaxy.
Hi, Mr. Henry.
Yes, how are you?
Ditacho one mavim musajja Madrid mwana tuweleza babiri.
nkwagala nnyo jangu ondabeko
Mr. nange kintu kindimu. Nalina manga makina okufuna omusajja
Yes.
who has some money. Alabika obulungi.
Alinga bano ba Henry.
Naye ate Mr. Henry. Boyfriend gwine sign talina kye yakoze. Ne gy'abeera siwe walungi ewali awo.
Yes.
But me as a girl, I'm
Yes.
trying to bring him up.
Oli mutwezimbe.
Gye wajjalize muteeke ku ekyo kyenjagala naye simanyi whether it will be possible bwekiba tekisobose kiba kitegeeza my mama agenda kuba rejection gyali
Definitely.
agenda mugaana
Yes.
Awulirize maama we
Yeah.
atambula aviire omusajja
Hold on.
tebazimba musajja
I want to have like three
Mama
three
ogwa-
audios.
Sawa.
tebazimba musajja atambula
olina
agenda.
osooka n'ojjukiza
Maama
maama wo
we
n'omugamba
ate.
maama nze nakulondera taata
The mother means well.
gwebale omuzadde
Why
bwakeera
should you-
kumakya nakugamba ekintu aba alabidde wala
such a
erika
selfish mom
eryomukulu
who says nfuna omusajja alina sente bombo
kyagezaako
clat
atambula
how rich is her dad
Chiwede.
Bombo class.
You must stop
Okay.
comparing dads to
Auntie,
kids.
why
We are
did your
there are
mom?
two
Why
different
did your mom,
generations.
if she knew
It's-
money was a motive, why didn't she
Does
choose?
the-
That
to-
time of your mom,
Why
money
did
was
she
not a
choose to
motive.
deal?
Okay,
That time
let
of
me
your mom,
let me
money was not
build
that
it like
important.
this.
Selfish
I have a
mom.
problem. I as a person, and I'm going to give
Yeah.
you two examples. I have a problem with parents that look at their children
Yeah.
As assets.
as
Money
assets
machines.
To bring them out of
you know-
poverty that they have
Yes.
in a way.
So you fall in love with, let's say, Detacher, and as your father, I see Detacher is not where I would want the
To
man
milk
for you.
the second man.
Thank you. And then
No,
I
it's
try
not
so
always.
much.
Milkers.
Pam, you've
No,
seen this. You've
I
seen
understand
this. You know
anyway.
this.
where you're
Parasites.
coming from, but it is not always. Sometimes your parents just mean well for you. They don't want you to live in
But
that
now
hustle.
nyini,
They
Bebali-
just
be-
struggling.
bebali-
They want a man
bebali-
with a
be-
man who has money.
Yes.
First of all, is a hard-working man. Secondly, a man who has money is a man with a vision. Leave alone a guy who has potential,
Pamela.
yeah, to make money. But then there's a guy who has potential to make money. That's okay.
let
A man
mom talk
who you
about-
can speak with,
Okay.
and you see that this guy actually is
Let them,
intelligent.
ma'am.
Maybe he has plans.
them-
He has.
It is
You
that
know why
one
the
is
girl has
also
rejected?
okay.
You know why the guy has
But a
rejected?
guy who has money, yeah,
Listen,
is a guy of potential.
we know very well.
Thank you.
Yes.
We know very well.
But-
How many guys have money?
And they don't give people money.
No, not even giving people. In Uganda, do you in a poor country? Is she in Sweden? Let me tell you this.
You people.
People who have money are less than 10%. Some good money.
Yes,
Not
money,
even good
money, money.
Some living.
We are talking
By the way,
about reasonable
half-
money.
half of Ugandans
My
live
point.
below poverty line.
No.
So you're
Live the
sending
poverty
somebody
line.
into competition. Let me tell you this. If she talked about a good guy, somebody who is well disciplined, somebody who went to school, somebody who has potential of making money,
Yes.
the girl would listen. Do you know why the girl is not listening? Because she knows her boy has some features of a good person. She couldn't reject her mom's decision.
Yes.
She's saying, my guy is, I want to bring him up because she's
So
seen
the
something.
teacher then
But the
goes
mom
to
is
the
selfish.
right.
She's saying,
That is
I
where
want
the
a guy
problem
with
is
money.
coming from.
Bombo class.
Soko
such mom.
bulirizika no abazadde
That is where the
abamu
problem is
listen
coming from.
abazadde abamu especially mu byalo eyo they have no problem there who was in love with her Detacher abazadde ne bamugaana ne bamugamba olina okugenda ne hajani
Oh no.
n'abeerayo nga
No,
tali
that's
musanyufu
different.
but it has happened, you know this.
Yeah.
Let me give you two
But
examples.
since she has fronted money,
They
so
are.
anyone who comes, the highest bidder,
There are
is
two.
taking her.
This is not tribalistic. What I'm telling you is things I've seen happen to people. I'm going to tell you, and some of them have come to me personally. Waliwo tribe gye bayita abakyotala, yeah?
Yes.
nga
yes,
balinamu
yes.
kasente.
Yeah.
Pam, bw'oba ng'oli mulenzi n'osima omukyotala nga taata we takusiimye, their family, bro, the nearest you'll go to is jail. We've seen those scenarios happen. Omugambyeko bugambi n'adduka ewaabwe ali wa Detacher. Probably Detacher, you haven't even done your due diligence okumanya omuwala ono gy'ava. The next thing you see, Kabangali is coming to do what? To take you. Family. Issue 2. Abente, abanyankole n'abahima. We've also seen parents, majors, people from the government call and say you cannot be with my daughter.
But
You can't be with
Henry,
my son.
what I want people to understand.
So-
let me just interject
Yes.
briefly.
Mm.
There is not only one man for one woman. You get it? It is okay. There are many soulmates. You can fall in love 10 times in
Yes.
a lifetime. So if this girl is not your kind of person, please, Vaketan, before
She's my kind.
before your life is
She's
ruined.
My
she's
kind,
my
but
kind, but
external forces.
my parents don't want.
Yeah, if our parents don't want that, he has gotten to an extent of violence. And what they stand for is a man who makes money. And you know that you can't make money in the next 3 years or 5 years. Please, move on.
Pamela,
move
if-
on to someone
if-
who can actually appreciate you for who you are.
Then they
that
are
you can
selling
grow
you
with
those
the way you
Ca-
want.
ca- if,
Those
if,
are
if-
trading
if your
sex
parents,
traffickers.
if your parents had requested you or had pushed you to be with a certain man that you didn't love, would you have gone?
No, listen, there are two different things. There's a parent pushing you, bringing a Haji home and saying, this is the man I want you to marry. Then there's a...
Does that?
Yeah.
You build a man. Do you know what men are?
Gojjafunayo haji wo twakutegeera.
Bwe bayi wama bagamba,
Do you
we-
know
Henry,
what men
You
are?
people, let's
bano
not...
batuufu mu nsobi yaabwe.
Christ.
Bagamba nti when a man runs poor, 99% of the women will desert him.
No.
But when a woman runs poor, 99% of men are willing to support
Definitely.
No, if
So
a man
nobody's
runs
selfish.
poor, no.
These women are selfish. We are dealing with the selfish gender
not
selfish.
that wants only good things. At
Okay.
No, I'm not. Me, by the way.
If it was the dad, I was going to abuse that dad.
Detach. If a man is poor, or if a man has
Women
been
will
with
be
you
that.
and then runs broke,
Ah.
he loses his job or something, it's not right for you to leave him because
Mama.
that's a part of hurdles of life. You understand?
It's
And
Pamela.
those are
You have a
values
right-
you need
no,
to instill.
You have
because
a
if-
right to leave him because you're not responsible for what is happening to him.
No.
Whether you have a right to go. You have
Wanji?
No, if
Pamela.
you're with
Yes,
this
you have-
man, if you're in a
Let me
committed
tell you
relationship
something.
with this man,
Women.
and an eventuality
Guys,
happens,
no one backs down from
you
a
are
man.
not
Men
supposed.
are
You're supposed to
selfish
support
creatures.
him.
Almost supporting and almost backing. At the end of the day, when he's at the top, he doesn't know anything to do with you. He
Why?
does
Who
not
broke
remember
your heart
Cindy.
this
No,
week?
no one broke my heart. I'm
Cindy.
trying to say, no, you have a right to leave. You have a right to go. You have a right not to stay. Why would you
No,
stay?
of course you're entitled, but it's not the right thing to do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It is
because
the right thing to
if
do.
you have met
if
him with
there is
money
a shortcut
before,
to Ginger, why would I take the long route? There is a shortcut for me to be better. Why would I go with a long run and suffer for 10 years with you?
Cindy,
Okay.
you see
No.
that is where you meet women who are really domesticated in homes. Yeah, are beaten. Yeah, their kids are uncared for. They are cheated on. Like everything they don't stand for
Yes. And who
is
says-
what they are forced to live in because they went for a man
Thank
with
you, with
money.
money.
Who told
Yes.
you your life is supposed
However-
to live with a man? Go build your own house. Go back to your father's house. Those are all options.
A big grown woman back to her father's house.
Thank you. Okay.
Because the man has run out of money.
Let's first
The
hear what
man
these
that
guys
she's
have
with.
to say on 0707102102. Yeah, if you're not bad. Nga bwetwogera bino, I want you to bear in mind there is a girl out there listening.
Yeah.
Ali ne boyfriend we relationship bagimazemu emyaka ng'esatu oba ena talina na buvumu butwala musajja ono waabwe because akimanyi bagenda mugaana ne basigala mu kawundo kakubye eddirisa because of the influence of the family. There are also men abalenzi nga bali eyo bamanyi ono we mutwala bankomyawo ki emisinde. Let's hear from the people on 070.
Hey, Mr. Henry,
Talk to me.
Cindy and Ditacha, thanks for this show.
Yes.
Me what I would remember them their background, actually a poor background, but then they loved each other, and then they, the parents tried to oppose, but then one day this babe,
Subhanallah. The calls are many, but I you were saying?
reached up some theft, and she called the mom, I was robbed, blah, blah, blah. And then the mom was like, it's okay, because they had the money. So, she, nakwatezo sente, nazitwalira his man, and he told...
Your audio has been interrupted. I'm sorry. We're going to have to listen to it over here. 0707102102. Talk to us.
Good afternoon, guys.
Nobody.
Tachangalinye kumeza. Hi, Pam and Cindy, Auntie Cindy, Henry. Bw'otwalanga omwali ewuwo kikuno nkikubuliranga blood. Omuwala tasobola kwawula nti my personal reactions, presence, showy. Nga ndi ne bba wange.
Yes.
For this case, Henry. Biina kukoma wa Henry. N'akasala nga n'emikwano gyo weekali. Bali. Then oyo dem alina kyayagala ekisukka ku ggwe. So, for this case, nga bazadde nga bikola nga n'abaluganda bo bwebali ng'oyogeddeko ekyo kifa mutima eki.
In your family. Galaxy. Yes.
Good
afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Musirye mutya?
Tuli bulungi.
I think it depends. Kubanga waliyo abazadde nga they will never approve of anybody. Nga buli gw'otwala bamulabako obuzibu. That is why abamu ba ending up nga oluusi balina gwe bamuwondeezeeko ng'ekituufu something is wrong with them.
Yes.
Naye na ending up ate ng'agenze naye olw'okubanga bambi bazadde be bamumanyiza okuba nti tebasiima buli gwe baleeta bamulabako ekizibu. Naye olumu bambi agenda nakugamba ekintu ng'alina kyalabye. I remember my dad ngali very, very overprotective when I entered senior one. Nali sina mabere ku kifuba naye nga nina behind ng'etandise okugiraagira yaŋŋambirawo siddamu kulaba ng'oyambadde empale era buno obupalepale trouser bujinjini bwe nabanga nabwe yabukwata bwonna n'abukumako omuliro. So that is when I knew sometimes owuliriza sometimes towuliriza kubanga omukwano nga womanyi naye at the end of the day katonda yalonda partner gonobeera naye.
Thank you. Do you know how many boys are in prison because they have been imprisoned by the parents of the girl's side? Katufune babiri abasembayo.
Good afternoon, guys.
Rachel.
Nze kyenyiza okugamba abazadde wa family biki tuli balokola biki ate
embagamba
batuuza akakiiko
kingasa kyofuna omusajja atali amusiraamu antulugunye than ogenda noono gwe mula
because of the choice of the partner they made, either basigala eri mu matooke nga they can't even yes
nze ebintu ebiri man made simanyi religion bikisibibwa nnyo budde mu bintu nga bino bya love because God is one and we don't know he has no religion. This religious, I mean, so a man can say to be Catholic today, wake up tomorrow and your Haji just stayed there, your Haji Hassan, and yet you are George or Geoffrey or anything. So those man-made changeable things.
You want to respect your parents and elders.
Yes, my parents, when munyonyola na gana, ngegisinga. Ngenda n'ekituufu nze wemba ndabye nga mutuufu musinga factors enough bwe muga nti muzeeyo
you become a rebel.
Yes, muga nti muzeeyo n'ogwogaana olaba ne munyonnyola kino bwe ndaba nga ensonga gyampa zirimu eggumba like we have loggerheads with that family from hitherto from time immemorial. Been a loggerheads with that.
Kozeseza akagambo hitherto
oluzungu lwafuye leero
buze kategeeza akyako mukama wange hitherto
mina listen
but they
tattoo kajija ko dread
before nga sinabagende waba Cindy ne Pamela. They are what you're saying is probably maybe the relationship with your parents is a little bit flexible. Waliwo balinga they are dictators.
Bwotunula ng'olaba baparents bagenda ku exertinga pressure ikutame
nga bwakugamba genda aba agambye genda
yamagezi neba nabantu abalina love ey'ekimemmetembo omuntu wangulira mwaganyo he or she is going to stay in
my life forever and ever.
Labayo in wanting throughout.
nga
uli yali amwagala ndaleka omukazi oyo is going to marry still thinking about ayagala na kucheatinga na ayagala muno nyano kitegeera wali abantu nga balina love eyo muzadde omugambe ŋŋaanyi because at the end of the day lwaki osigala mu bulumi obw'ekitalo olw'okuba muzadde we yeeri I miss her but I know
disown you. Maybe it goes against traditional or religious values of your family. Like it is going to be deep rooted for years. Let go of it. For us who are Christians, the Bible tells us obey. Yes. I'm saying the Bible for Christians. The Bible tells them obey your parents. You will live when you live. Obey your parents. You will live long on earth. Yes.
Who tells you that?
And you will live not just a long fruitless life.
Yes,
it will be fruitful.
Because
you are obedient to your parents. But I'm not saying that you must be 100% when it comes.
Average number of bazinyi, I think by abawala abasinga by 23. Yazaddeyo ku mwana abasinga inayo first born 23 by 25 there yazadde. So probably they did not approve of that man, but you were with him. Maybe ng'oli ku campus oba oli mu institute oba mu vaaka ng'oli mu kuyiriba hasozo, and then a child came. But you know your parents tebayagala mulenzi oyo. There are people who are hiding with their children and their parents don't even know that they got children. I want you to speak to that guy. Yes, Ditacha.
No, bali banji. Pamela chembadde njagala omugaba.
Yes.
Enwe labayo. Kangambe Pamela. By virtue of your profession, Pamela, you've undergone several course units of psychology, human psychology and the rest. Abantu balookinga nga nyagala okwetugamba omukazi amulese. A mature person. Kati omwana abana amaka baddusemu abawala tubalina abawala nga edduke bo binatandika okwera depression ndiko okunywa ejjaga jatanywa mbolo okuba bazadde bamugaana ki boy we. So when you see such a child, when you see such a person, chebankugambe, if such a person is going to be tortured psychologically, ngafu abasoma psychology, went through various schools of psychology, units of psychology.
Ditacha, you guys. I am saying when a relationship is very constrained to the level of violence, that omuntu bamututemu cells or maybe they're threatening to kill, or maybe like
I agree.
yes,
But
life
don't
will
think
give
that the
me
parent-
another chance.
That the parent is going to remain unchangeable.
No.
You seeing a kid is suffering. Aligamba omwana mwagala, omwana wo mulaba yawunga. Abana bano bawunganga. Omugundi gwa munyumira. And yo omukwano.
Aja kufuna omulala, like you will always get another
Anti
one.
omuzadde
But
nawe olina kuba
the constrained party, like you're the guy, maybe they are demanding 100 cows from you. You can't.
Tebayinamu, okimanyi they've been struggling because the parents know. The parents usually know. Ava mu family yo no, and you know the family is not doing okay. No balaba, they're probably around the same age or probably what. Nengolabira ddala gwe ng'omuzadde. This is going to be a loss. Omuntu gwaleeta muwala we ate agenda kunyunyuuta bunyunyusi instead of okubaako kyoyo. That's why abamu they marry them off nga bakyali bato. In some tribes, in some countries, you've heard about these things.
Yeah.
This family's daughter is with this guy's son.
And
So as a parent, Pam, ditacha nawe oli muzadde.
Nkimanyi.
Mutaba muwala wo
Ekyokola nkimanyi.
n'akuleetera busunju.
Ekyokola nkimanyi busunju we. Mwala wange mulaba alina akagayi kapeera akyali muto bambi kamulimbye emyawo ne bulaavulaavu okitegera sijja mulinda genda wala nja mukwata nga gwe muzadde alina sente atuyagaza muwala we birungi mutwale asomere mu Sweden ono busunju you have money
Nedda ditacha. Share.
mutwale asomere mu Sweden busunju asigale wano mu motoka ze mu TX ze ng'akanika then oba si kyekyo create an environment labayo bino ebintu bya laavu nze nkubuulira abaana bwe beeyagala ebintu ebyo byalavu nga beerimbye ti mutuufu beeyagala ogenda muleetera omwana wo era agenda kubeera mukweto kyalinga abaana beekozeekoze ebintu kyokola mutwale empola mugambe nemwala bw'oba omubulidde agaanyi mugambe ti maama olaba
Ndozo owulidde taata toyinaamu wamma maama yogera
labayo anti weeyise kaguje
Eh.
ng'omwana wo toyagala afumbirwe baavu mutwale
Yes,
by the way,
yes, yes,
I've
Pam,
heard
as we-
that-
as
I've
we're
heard that,
concluding, yes.
a big percentage of guys
Yes.
always marry their mother.
Mm.
Yeah, you marry a woman who is similar or has character traits of your mom. Yes, most
That
guys
is true.
they
And
look out
women, you marry your dad.
Yes. So I don't know. Maybe there's always a misconnect because as a parent, if you're bringing up your child,
Yeah.
teaching them values of life, this girl is going to grow up attracted to certain things as compared, you find you're toiling at the same time you're teaching them values.
Yes.
So in their life of growing up, they're probably going to go for values
Yes.
and leave aside the
Yes.
money, the
Yes.
monetary thing.
Yes.
So as a parent, you need to have an open conversation with your child about these things of marriage and settling down. Where open is marriage is not blissful.
Yes.
Marriage is not something that it is a lifetime thing. So you must have financial muscle.
Yes.
You must have some sort of maybe romantic muscle, but most
Yeah,
cases
the romantic muscle
it's
is very important.
marriage is a
If the
financial
muscle doesn't work, there's
transaction
nowhere you
between
guys
two
are
people.
going.
If you don't,
Ochoge, the
one
marriage
of
is a business.
It's
Yes.
a business.
Yes.
And if you're getting in marriage in poverty, yeah,
Yes.
or without understanding those things of
Yes.
finances,
Yes.
then your marriage is going to suffer.
Okay,
so
Henry,
have open
will-
conversations. But you are not letting me
Bulijjo nga-
meet properly. Okay, you talk.
Detacha is always burning.
I know,
Yeah.
like whenever I say something.
Maliriza detacha.
Kyengamba kiki marriage kentegedde nti business transaction
Yes.
Business transaction.
I rest my case.
We have 2 minutes to
from
end this.
dowry to whatever. This is what I was saying. That
Yes.
except if a relationship is very constrained,
Yes.
people should stay together, depending on what you value, you as you, because there are factors like the church has said, cultural. Yeah,
Yes.
that you can understand about your parents. Then there are factors that you can say, "Mom, no, Dad,
Nedda.
no,"
Chigamba.
because I know this person very
Sijja
well and I see a
kukkiriza.
bright future
Naye
with this
bw'agaana,
person.
if
So
the
you,
parent now refuses
and if the parent refuses,
over simple things tattoo dressing omugabira ebintu
no,
bigenda
and
let me
now
tell
that
you,
is your personal decision to
is your
make.
personal
If my parent refuses and it is not violent, his refusal is not violent, that the man is being thrown into jail or he's being threatened to, maybe they are shooting him tomorrow, I will go ahead with my man and build. And later my parents will understand, because this is a different generation that
yes.
we are living in.
Yes.
They'll understand that. And
But-
also parents should allow children make mistakes.
Yes.
Make
But
mistakes
such a
and
bogus
know people.
parent
Such a
who
bogus
becomes
parent.
violent over an affair, a romantic affair.
No, listen,
He's
Ditacha.
He's
Now
a
listen,
bogus
Ditacha.
dad.
Okay, we're out of time.
No, for me, if
yes.
for example, now I'm here. Let me see here. If I wake up in the morning and I say, for
Don't
example,
you get a
no,
cockroach,
I'm
you know?
not going to talk about you. For example, I'm now in my relationship with probably DJ Nimrod. And so kakumacha nemutwale waka, and my parents refuse. If I look at the things DJ Nimrod has been doing for me, he's there for me, blah blah blah, and I decide to go with him, and he also knows my parents refused. I genuinely know it will get to a point and he will say, Olaba was Jemira Bazadebo
Atenze.
or Ronze.
Thank you. You have a point. This conversation, I think probably we'll carry it on some other time, but thank you so much for being a part of it. Those of you that are watching us on Galaxy TV, Twayanzis, and you leave your comments down. Now, here's the challenge. I want you to think about this. This is food for thought. We have people about kanyene families because of relationships. They became sworn enemies. Ndiditacha wayagala Cindy abe wamwe ne batayagala Cindy no bachawa bonna nemugende emyaka nga 5 nga temwogera. You understand? We have